and it told me that maybe, unless we see some sort of... I'm here for the amazing play that we could see, but I also think, realistically speaking, I was just prepping that joke the entirety of that last match.
And you nailed it.
Thanks.
Go you. Also, go our upcoming teams. Let's talk about them. DhillDucks and Nightmare. Let's start with DhillDucks. I mean, you know, here's the thing. They're not afraid to try out new stuff, right? They have nothing to lose. They took a point, not a map, but a point off of GK on Suravasa last week. That was exciting. They aren't cowards either. They matched GK's Lifeweaver Baptiste comp and added a Reinhardt. Did it work?
Yeah, that was fun.
No, but the aura, sheesh.
Yeah, that was really fun, last week. Like, me and Johnny were having a ball cast in that one. Circuit Royale Rhine, and then the Rhine slingshot. Like, using the petal platform as he, like, goes over the high ground, or, like, slingshotting with a life grip as well. They are a very fun team to watch. I can imagine they're going to bring the same energy here against Nightmare, who, to be fair, went to map 5 against Extinction the other week, in what was one of their strangest Watchpoint Gibraltars I've seen in a long time with the Mercy Lifeweavers. So, honestly, at this point, anything can happen.
We've seen an awful lot of Lifeweaver and also Mercy. Weird things coming out of my mouth. Who would have thought? Now, if we're looking at that Nightmare roster, Necro, of course, they are the favorite heading into this. So I doubt that they spend too much prep, knowing that they have GK coming up next week. So there's probably a lot of brain powers going into this one. Very skilled roster, this one.
It's super skilled, and I think it's so interesting to see that this organization still has this win-loss record despite completely changing out its entire roster in between the Stage 1 and Stage 2 roster changes. And this roster, too, I think has just been so impressive because you've got Lep, Lucamino, they just never miss a beat with each other when it comes down to how well coordinated this backline is. And then Painkiller. I think Painkiller has been such a standout. So many different tanks that Painkiller can play, and every single time I feel like this team is really on the same page when it comes down to how to execute on these comps.
Yeah, he's a super strong tank. Like, Painkiller, I think, for the team has been such a rock for them. Look, this team is, like you said, probably not putting a lot of time into this series considering the GK match. And with how, like, different teams have been playing things like Circuit Royale, like even Watchpoint Gibraltar with the Lifeweaver and stuff, it still feels like the backline, at least for a lot of teams, is up in the air. The meta right now is so open. You just got to find your own small little niche and then run with it and find success, like we have seen with the BAP Lifeweaver on Circuit Royale defense. Like, we heard from Cover last week, like, hey, we're just going to keep running this until it stops working. And I think that's what a lot of teams are going to have to find their own little groove. DhillDucks, is it the Rhine flavor for them? I'm not sure. Maybe not, but
yeah, no, I don't think Ryan is necessarily working for anyone at this point, but you know, I keep on trying. Why not? Ideally, of course, Nightmare want to make this clean, just like GK in their match coming up as well, because GK is currently plus 13 in map differential, Nightmare plus 11. So even though we don't expect them to have heavily prepped against DhillDucks, they do not want to lose a map, so they will take it somewhat serious. DhillDucks, a bag of surprises. I can't wait to see what they have in store for us. So guys, please walk us through the map set.
Okay, thank you very much, Zoe. Yes, Busan is where we're going to jump to first. Nightmare picking. They also banned Widow of all heroes, and a little Hazard ban on the other side. Widow's a bit of an interesting pick, or an interesting ban. You can probably only play it downtown, and we are going here first, I suppose. So yeah, the Widow off the cards for this map, and Painkiller rolling out on the Hazard. So more rush, no surprise, but Rose, I'm looking the other side, and Red X is back on the Moira.
Oh, the Moira. This is a DhillDucks special, and honestly, why I feel like if you expect a team to come out with anything that's going to surprise you, it is going to be this DhillDucks roster. And so Moira, Kiri, I love it. I'm here for it.
Hang on, Rose. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. I just noticed Rhino's on DPS. Okay, well, fair enough. Okay, Rhino, the tank player for Nightmare on the deeps. I don't know why I didn't pick up on that a little bit sooner on the graphics.
Because maybe we thought that graphic roster was incorrect, because Rhino usually does play the Orisa or a tank or a wrecking ball of some sort, but yeah, looks like
died first, by the way.
Lineup.
To Red X's Moira. I'm just saying. There's the point win, though, for Nightmare, or at least it expects so. This victory does end up going down to the point. There you go. There's the cleanup from Rocket as Nightmare cap.
Well, don't worry. Even though Rhino falls first, it was not a sacrifice that was not valuable to the rest of the team. You know, Nightmare do get control of this, and they're already starting to build up to this amplification matrix, and maybe even Left is able to get a sound barrier up for this next fight. I feel like having both of those support ultimates online, I look at Nightmare's value here versus something like DhillDucks, and the coalescence is nice, but I feel like there's quite a bit of mobility on Nightmare just kite away from it. So I'm looking at Nightmare here to be the one that can really pull the punches on these support ults.
All right, DhillDucks might want to move up now. Victory with a nice headshot onto Rocket. Sound barrier and window on the high ground, though. Instantly DMX Razor. Victory, there's just no shot, right? Oh, still manages to kill Painkiller. And through the window, now has to kill the lab. No fear for Victory. And there's the cap for DhillDucks. They end up getting the flip there as Nightmare invests 2 very big ultimates on the high ground and still lose fight.
Yeah, that was just everything going bad, going worse. As soon as Victory was able to get that first pick onto Rocket, they were lacking so much DPS on this Nightmare squad that even using both of those support ultimates wasn't going to net them that fight win. Now you've got DhillDucks, all onus on them. Redx pulling the trigger on this Coalescence, and that's what's going to keep DhillDucks in this, despite the fact that they do have to give up the point for now because they're all scattered.
Man, Moira just... Moira boys, like Moira is just not good.
Wow,
you see
tell them how you really
the
feel.
4-man coalescence. Redx is like angling on the point, the 4-man coal, and then Lucamino hits shift once, and that's basically all the damage the coal did. I mean,
well,
Redx does have a
just for damage, but
it's decent. Redx does have a funky way with the Moira, though. I don't hate it. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate this pick, but we'll see if they can recap the point.
The character is not very good, but Redx makes it look great.
Redx is good, but like the character is compared to a Kiriko or Bath, like anything else, like yeah, not so great. But we'll see if Redx can continue to make things work though. Razor does end up killing Rhino, and that self-destruct does end up detonating there with no casualties on the side of Nightmare, but they still managed to lose Razor. That Frothy Philly Suzu didn't come in time as Redx is on the flank again, but swiftly met by the barrel end there of Lucamino's battle rifle. Nightmare do end up triggering OT now as Painkiller pops the Nemesis form and just has to deal with that Tracer. Easy as you like there for Nightmare. Just deal on the Wrecking Ball, but this should just be it. Frothy Philly's rush is cut swiftly short.
Okay, so maybe Moira not so good for this competition.
No, keep playing. I like it. I like the spirit.
You might be onto something. Oh yes, Spirit. Spirit plus 10 on all of your dice rolls for damage in this map.
Let's have a look at the stats. Redx, 2k DPS. More than Razor, more than PDK as well. I'm just saying, he's not the problem. 5k damage on Victory though. Looking good on the Cassidy.
I think that this Cassidy pick is something that will continue to really just excite us as we get through the next couple of weeks. I already saw the impact of what Cassidy can bring to the table in EMEA, and I feel like as we see this in North America as well, a lot of teams catching on to the potency of this Cassidy, especially when we play a little bit closer range with the rest of the team. Cassidy is able to stand toe-to-toe with Painkiller on this Ramatra, Rocket next to it with this May as well. You can see how well Cassidy really does ingratiate himself into the mix of these team fights. DhillDucks is also going to match the compositions this time around, Jack.
Yeah, no more...
no May.
Yeah, there's not many flank routes, to be fair, for the Moira here, sadly. But yeah, Rocket on the May. May's just so good on this point. It's so scary being able to walk out these chokes and know there's a 50-50 chance the May has the wall. Rhino does end up going down again, a bit aggressive there on the Cassidy, but it shouldn't mean a whole bunch. DhillDucks do end up capping, but with Razor dead, yeah, with their tank dead, their staying power is cut pretty short. So Victory, yeah, is going to have a tough time really dealing with this. It's got a recall, but yeah, goodbye. That's going to be the point flip.
You already see Razor switch over to the Orisa as well, so maybe just doesn't feel super comfortable with the Ramatra duel, especially because that May is in the mix for Nightmare. It does make running the Ramatra just a little bit more difficult. I think the gold on the Orisa is usually a little more helpful, but definitely didn't come in time for Razor this time around.
No, use the Exo Boots. Okay, Frothy Phil. I mean, yeah, he's dead. All right, unlucky.
It's a good effort for all of the players between both.
I mean, that Blizzard was crazy. He did that in as soon as Razor died too. It's like, yeah, this fight is
catch anybody else
done.
in that, but yeah, I think it's going to be so difficult for the Blizzard to get value regardless, just because of where you usually take these fights, and there's a Lucio involved. But let's try the high noon.
Oh, close to getting a kill there. Lep almost went down to the high noon, but that window perfectly angled by Lufamino has a good sightline onto the bridge. And anybody from DhillDucks that wants to try and get through that choke. Good initial start, though, from DhillDucks, using PDK's ult there to push them through the choke point. But now you're just going to be running into Mei over and over and over again.
Yeah, and it's really tough because even though you switch over to this Sojourn, this power slide is only going to get you so far to be able to take an angle. You're going to want to try to sneak victory underneath, maybe try to get Nightmare to turn around so that PDK can actually get an angle behind the team. But how do you get past this Mei wall? That's a question that DhillDucks don't have an answer to yet.
And they pushed Painkiller out of the way, and they used the sound barrier too. Painkiller did not get the beat from Lep. There is a lamp there, but Painkiller wasn't even in anger. That survived for a lot longer than, to be honest, I thought he would. But PDK is traded. Nightmare close to OT. Rhino with the high noon, but that's about it. They're struggling to lock these kills down, Rose. They're like chasing everybody from Nightmare, but Nightmare at everywhere all at once. And the Rhino's just dishing out damage to high ground. Terror Surge on the points, and that will be it. Nightmare, they're going to take over the game and only give DhillDucks 13% on this point. A 2-0 on Busan to start.
That was a really decisive map win there for Nightmare as well. And despite DhillDucks trying to throw some spanners in the works there with the Moira, with also all of those hero swaps we saw on Mecha Base, it just felt like exactly how you put it towards the end of that second round. Nightmare's got it. Like, they are just scattering like feathers into the wind every single time DhillDucks even try to approach them. They're gone. They're out of there.
Yeah, whenever they want to try and like force a position with the Orisa, it's like, well, there was like one person. Okay, we got one kill. Great. Like, we managed to kill Painkiller, and then, yeah, they go through choke and everybody's split completely and then locking someone down. Super tough. Yeah, it's going to be a rough game for DhillDucks, of course. Unfortunately, the team hasn't really found too much success so far in this split. They've only picked up a single map. But, you know, they're here for the vibes at this point. Expectations were always going to be pretty high on a team that qualifies through Masters, of course, in the Stage 1 promotion relegation. But Nightmare with only 9 deaths. Jeez, that is very low for a control round.
Super low. I think that's what you should expect to see, though, out of the dominance Nightmare exhibited in those first rounds of Busan. And maybe that is indicative of what we're going to see for the rest of the series. But I think if you're the Nightmare squad with a 5-0 record to your name, I'm not sure if there's anything else that you can expect from this team. I think you have to demand perfection from a squad like this that's hoping to earn first or second seed heading into the playoffs and trying to guarantee themselves a shot to go to the Esports World Cup. And so anything less than what we're seeing now, I think would start to raise some alarm bells on whether or not Nightmare really do deserve that 5-0 record right now.
I mean, if you look at it overall, like just today, GK and Nightmare probably going to win these games, and both of them going to be on 6-0. And then that final game next week, or sorry, the first game, but their final one next week, will decide who is first and second seed. Like, they're so far ahead in terms of map diff as well. Both of these squads, they're pretty chilling. Like, old Nightmare versus new Nightmare. And with how GK have been playing, I would probably edge towards them picking up the series, but I can see a lot of people also voting for Nightmare, considering how well they've done on the Freya comps as well.
Yeah, it could be another 6 maps too. Is that too bold to assume that those two teams might be so evenly matched? Maybe it's just like, I got a taste of what it is to be two very close teams in the Overwatch Champion Series, and I want to feel that again. I felt so alive watching that happen. So, you know, fingers crossed.
It is insane to think about, like, the last time we had like a map 6 that wasn't like a finals, which is first to 4. You'd tend to go to a map 6 there, but like in a first to 3 scenario, a map 6 is just ridiculous. Okay, DhillDucks, Circuit Royale. What did we see from DhillDucks last week? We saw the Rhine with the Life Weaver getting slungshot like onto the high ground. And yeah, hopefully we're going to see the same kind of vibes from them here. I want to see PDK as well also just stick on the Sojourn. I think PDK Sojourn probably their best hero, so we'll see if they have a little bit more success on this point. They didn't manage to cap, sadly, last time around. It was a very, very close hold for the other squad that did end up taking them down, but it's, like I said, it's all for vibes. DhillDucks are here having a good time, and hopefully they manage to run it back as well for next stage through that promotion relegation. That last chance qualifier is going to be fun, but the promotion relegation, that's where the nail bite is. That's when it comes in clutch. Like, you're going to see rising stars throughout the ranks, and yeah, DhillDucks got a couple on their squad as well.
Yeah, I think that despite the fact that they maybe haven't had the showing that they would have liked to see during this OWCS stage, doesn't mean that we haven't seen good shining moments from them in all of these matches. And I still think that it is a big accomplishment to have made it through like such a hard road in that promotion relegation, and now you get a chance to maybe go back and do it again. But we do get a substitution coming in here, Jack. Rhino is not going to be playing DPS anymore. I actually kind of wonder if does Rhino switch to tank? It's going to be Chronic coming in for the DPS at the very least.
I doubt it. You probably keep Painkiller here, but they're like, Rhino, we saw the performance on the Cassidy. I think I should take over now. I mean, Chronic has looked so good throughout this stage, like an absolute beast on the Freya, like insane, like highlight clips, like Twitter moments, like every single series you see Chronic in with the Freya. I'm curious actually if they do ban Freya here, that being DhillDucks, because the way Chronic's been playing, like looking like the best one in North America currently.
I think you could ban the Freya. I also think that maybe you could also try to, like, is it going to be the Freya or is it going to be the Life Weaver? Is it going to be a Baptiste? I feel like Baptiste has also been super popular on a map like this. So I think you have some very good ban options if you want to try to give yourself the best chance possible versus this team. I think it does come down to a strategic element like that. But I think we have other swaps coming in.
There is a swap coming in. There's no sub, but DhillDucks, they're swapping PDK, who I said probably should play Sojourn. They're swapping PDK to tank. PDK is a flex player, to be fair. Pretty flexible, so yeah, tank. And then Razor on DPS. So we'll see how that ends up working out.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, sure. At this point, yeah, definitely.
Sometimes you need a little bit of the I guess, I don't know. I'm thinking about like the recipe for success here, and I'm like, maybe you just need a little bit of madness.
Dude, come on, man. Let Red X eat. Freya ban for DhillDucks. Like I said, it's the perfect ban here. I mean, you got the boy Chronic coming in, so no shocks. But come on, really? You banning Moira? Nightmare.
I mean, come on now. Circuit has some okay flanks. Imagine a coalescence.
Does it?
I
mean, for the yeah, sure. If you like pedal platform over the high ground, use shift to get over the high ground, and then Cole from behind. I mean, sure.
Yeah.
But
come
on.
It's always the
maybe it's
behind
too
the back shots, man. Yeah.
And that's why they're like, okay, maybe we should just take him out. Okay. Take Moira out the bag. All right, that's fine. You know what? That's okay, because in the later maps, we'll be able to play a little bit more Moira. But yeah, Freya for DhillDucks, on Chronic playing that. Could maybe play the Widowmaker here. Wouldn't be too crazy.
I would like to see it. I mean, just some of like the out the door grapple shots that we see, they're never successful, but maybe this time the Widow sticks and it's not just the trial and error shot at the very beginning of the map. We get to see it for the rest of it, and it would be nice. It's a classic since Circuit Royale had even been released into the game. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's the map where everybody bans Widow. You got it in your solo queue games. Although, to be fair, Freya's, I think, still perma-banned. Same with Sombra. But yeah, there you go. Sombra is creeping up in relevancy, I'd say, between two regions.
Yeah, I think she's a pretty good ban still.
She's getting there in terms of, like, I wouldn't say perma-play, but on a lot of maps, I think Sombra's very powerful. Let's go to this map, though. Circuit Royale. As DhillDucks ban Frey, and they take us here, and then Nightmare ban the Moira. We did see some Rhine action from the gang on their offense last time, but they're staying on defense, and they are bringing out the BAP Lifeweaver, the indestructible backline on this map. And Victory hopping on the Widowmaker, so I get my wish at least.
I feel almost like Nightmare did the Moira ban just not only out of respect for Red X, but also to be able to just preserve some of the heroes that they kind of expect they would want to play on the defense, or I guess on the, well, and when the defense, when they get to it. But wouldn't it be exciting if we actually see like Juno, Alari, and then Baptiste and Lifeweaver? 4 different supports in my game server? Yes, please.
It has been, yeah, the support, like the backline meta over the last like couple of months has been super open, which has been very cool. Chronic, oh, okay, hopping on Widowmaker as well. This is what I want to see. And then Lep and Lucamino, okay, Juno and Alari, Rocket on the May. So PDK's job here is literally just to sit in the front line and hope and pray that Victory gets a kill, because it is going to be almost impossible to help him up. There's no like speed ring or anything. You're only hoping for that lamp or potentially the life grip from Redex.
And the tough part about this too is that because there's a Mei involved on Nightmare's side, the more time that these fights actually go on for, I feel like the more time the Mei gets a chance to actually find purchase in these fights. You're just gonna be slowing somebody down. Maybe it's just enough time that the wall comes back up, you isolate somebody, you make it easier for your own Widowmaker to actually execute on a kill. And look at how much space Nightmare have already taken. DhillDucks are going to have a tough time stepping up to the plate against this Mei.
Oh, what a shot as
even
well.
harder now.
Oh, the direct flick upwards. Okay, Razor dead. 2 kills for Chronic. Who knew? Who knew Chronic was so good at DPS? I think everybody at this point. My word. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of free space, like you said. They just basically walked at DhillDucks, and you saw Victory was like, Victory was playing so passive on the Widow. Was pretty scared to step up to Chronic and actually switches to the Soj now and then Razor onto the Mei. I think that's a have-to swap for DhillDucks. It's almost like, okay, we'd rather just reset, honestly, because this Mei is going to be so much of a problem. We'd rather have one of our own to at least put pressure on Painkiller.
Absolutely. And the fact that Victory also switched off of the Widowmaker, I think it just speaks to the level of prowess that Chronic has had on this Widowmaker so far. Usually when you see a Widowmaker on both sides, it's because both of them feel like they can find impact. But the fact that Chronic has already been able to win out the duel, I think Victory is better served being able to play something else. And I'm so sorry, Jack. That is a double on the Captive Sun.
Yeah. Captive Sun in the choke, and no saving grace there for DhillDucks. No grab, I assume, and no lamp, or maybe the lamp was destroyed there. Good stuff from Lucamino. Only 1 ult used, and that'll be the point capped as well. Painkiller is just holding their spawn door, their forward spawn too.
I don't know how you break this now if you're DhillDucks. I feel like even though Victory is going back over to the Widowmaker, the swap just... Wow. Oh, with Tree?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to use Tree to get space. Look like they want to... Where is Redex going? Redex doesn't have shift. He's not a Moira. The Flux hits 3. Slam back down. The Lamb gets deployed, but Chronic kills Victory off screen. A window is going to force Painkiller away. But they're still down a support. Although Painkiller does end up succumbing, though, to a PDK. And they're Chronic in no man's land, in enemy territory right now. Has got a couple of Venomine ticks going Rose, but they've got to clear him out. Okay, there's the set.
Wait.
Oh. Okay, there you go. Nice stuff.
I was like, could you imagine? After the shots that we saw Chronic make on that first point, I had
get the grapple away as possible.
Like maybe that is also just a flick shot kill onto the Zenyatta as well. But this payload is still moving. Jack, even though it took a while for DhillDucks to sniff out the Widowmaker, Nightmare was moving the cart the entire time. And they're still making progress. DhillDucks haven't really even got the ultimates together to be able to actually stop this. Even though they have this Blizzard as well, Lep has not only the Orbital Rage to just send it through as a defensive ultimate against this Widow. Oh my god.
Nice shot. Yeah, Victory is perma holding that angle as well. Like Chronic knew exactly where the Widow was peeking. And the Zen's in trouble too. And here comes another Captive Sun. That backline is looking a little sunburnt now. The Auto Ray deployed from Lep. And this is just pushing in the payload now. There's not much really they can do. I mean, maybe Victory has like a Flettel moment, but unlikely.
Ooh, you even see Razor come out on the Venture just to be able to stall out the cart, and it's almost a full sale swap here from DhillDucks to deny this cart finish as long as possible, but it just feels like it's inevitable, Jack. Just how many more seconds is it gonna take?
They just boot him off the payload. Oh, there's the Blizzard. Victory. Frozen Solid actually dies to the tick of the Blizzard. Fortunate stuff there for the Tracer. Nightmare with 3 minutes and 22 seconds in the bank. But, you know, Victory had, you know, a decent shot at the very end. If you kill one person as the Widow there, it is possible to go for the retouch, but it's just too many ults for Nightmare. We'll see what they want to do on their defense, though, as DhillDucks now swap to attack. And I want to see the Ryan. It's got to happen, sure. PDK? Come on.
You know what I want to see? I want to see the evolution of the battle weapons. It was a Reinhardt catapult, okay?
Okay, sure.
But now we've got to go to the Trojan horse.
Which is who?
Seems like the next logical step. Well, wouldn't it be like, well, Orisa?
Orisa,
technically give out things
horse.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, quite literally, yeah. I suppose. I was waiting.
Like
you say that, I'm like, oh, there's a hero. I mean, at one point, someone could like ride the Orisa, and that would be a horse. It wouldn't be a Trojan horse per se, but
okay.
But PDK's on the Zarya instead.
Look at this combo. So we're skipping Trojan horse completely, and we're just going to like a nuclear weapon, I think.
A tank?
In terms of, or like a Star Wars lightsaber. Is that where we are?
Okay.
With the Zarya.
That is quite the leap.
Yeah.
Ancient Greece to Star Wars.
Yep.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, Victory is on the Bastion. And no messing around for Nightmare, although they're not running the back and Live Weaver. Lucamino on the Illari again. I mean, pretty large success on the Illari so far. Although Lucamino is dead. Cast him a little bit there. Sorry, Lucamino. As Victory gets that bubble and then just jumps forward with it. And they kill Chronic too. And Redix, you just sit on the point. Holding this corner is going to be super nice. Nightmare do end up escaping despite the losses.
Yeah, but Painkiller needs to get some health back. And there was still a couple of picks that DhillDucks have been able to actually get some progress with. Now you're running around the corner. Painkiller comes out of spawn on this Ramatra instead. I think the Diva would have been eaten alive. So very smart swap here from Painkiller, since that Zarya beam is going to go through that defense matrix regardless. Here's where we'll see if this can keep working. Icebox forced out already.
Yeah, Rocket's just going to go down. Yeah, block forced and just dies to Victory on the Bastion of all things. Very like last year kind of thing when Seeker was playing Bastion on this map. Working out quite well though. Nice little headshot there from Chronic, although I think they hit the Zarya. No instant kills for the Widowmaker, and now it's just cycling of the cooldowns for the Bastion. That's all they're doing.
Well, it's working so far. I mean, now Rocket is finally able to get an elimination there onto the counterpart and Razor, but not before Frothy Philly actually still has an amplification matrix to use. And look at where DhillDucks are going. Oh my gosh, they even actually walk into a spawn or Blizzard.
Well, yeah, that's a big Blizzard. Freezes too. They kill Victory. Frothy Philly falls as well. It was almost inevitable there for DhillDucks to get Blizzard or Blizzarded. So Nightmare just corral them in that small room. Chronic holding an off angle, so DhillDucks don't want to peek. And then I'm assuming the plan for DhillDucks there was either use Victory's ult to get out or use Frothy Philly to get a window down so Painkiller can't step up. But Rocket pulled the trigger first or hit the Q button, and they end up all freezing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Going into that small room, it's almost like baiting Nightmare to come to you. Then you pop the amplification matrix down, and then where do Nightmare go? They go back to spawn is hopefully the end of that question. But at least DhillDucks still have the combo that they can use here with Blizzard and the artillery strike.
Forbidden
doesn't
combo.
even kill the Ramatra.
Doesn't even kill the Ram. He just pops the Annihilation. That's 2 ults down. Make that 3, in fact, as Frothy Philly uses the window as well. A lot of damage, though. Painkiller being shot in the back right now. Taking a hell of back shots as Nightmare do lose their tank. Redix dead again, though. Back to spawn for the Juno. And now they can hopefully move on with this Bastion. They still need to clear Chronic, however, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So Chronic is quickly escorted out there with the Life Weaver grab.
Graviton Surge, though, looks like it does get Painkiller on the Doomfist, but not before DhillDucks actually do capture that first point, and so they get a little bit of a time extension heading into the second. Chronic is still lighting things up, though. I don't know. We'll see if PDK actually decides to stick on this, as well as Painkiller. Painkiller now over to the Zarya as well.
If you want some fun, you're a DPS player, that's what you do. You just log Zarya and run it down.
That's
It
true.
feels good. And it feels really good if you're DhillDucks, to be fair. Again, just bubble victory over and over again. Try and gain space.
I mean, the Bastion is working. Your bubble only will save you for so long.
About half
And
a
the May
second.
wall as well.
Blizzard, though, right next to the May wall. Nice stuff. Corrals them to go down that small little staircase, and that's exactly where the Blizzard laid. And Nightmare, you know, hardly dealing with the Bastion right now, but it's only a matter of time before they get a rather disgusting combo, although PDK and Victory out of sync a little bit with the Graviton Surge and the Artillery.
Well, they used the artillery strike alongside the Blizzard just a couple of fights ago. So I feel like that's sort of the combination that they want to use together instead of something like this grab. The grab is nice if you're able to lock down like 1 or 2 targets, but that can be really tough to do, especially with some of the survivability skills that Nightmare have.
Sights popped by Chronic, instantly goes to the backline, misses the shot on Red X and misses that grapple too. Yeah, we saw that on Chronic, unfortunately. Here comes the tree, though. A nice bit of a defense. However, Victory instantly deforestation just right before your eyes. An instant kill. That's through the window. The tree survived for about half a second. Painkiller and Rocket, though, still come up with kills as Painkiller whiffs the grab. Oh, boy. There has been some spicy ult so far in this map, and you can add that one to the tally.
Well, if you still win the team fight, does it still count as spicy?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty bad.
Well, yeah, it was not the greatest value of Ultimate that I've seen, but now we've got the Reinhardt and the Teleporter. This is what I came here to this match for.
Although, yeah, Lev just used the Ray, and then Chronic hits a drop shot onto Razor. There's a minute to go. And they still need to get out this Blizzard from Nightmare.
Yeah,
it's a
give it a
valiant
minute.
attempt so far from DhillDucks, though.
I've still got a minute. Give them the minute. Maybe the Reinhardt is able to do a little sneaky deaky with the teleporter. But I
Do they
see
know
Chronic waiting.
Painkiller sit? Well, they do now. Chronic on
Surely.
a disgusting little angle here. There's the TP. Oh, wrong place, wrong time. Want the grip, please? Nope. Probably called for it, but didn't receive it. Oh, the wall is so good from Rocket. Stops BK from escaping the Blizzard, but lifts it quickly upwards, though. So to save it, as PDK ends up unfreezing with only 30 seconds to go. You can't afford to lose a life right now, and Frothy Philly forced to use that lamp, and now they're running into the tree. And without a Bastion to tear it down, it's going to be tough for you to really do much. Although, saying that, the beam from the Symmetra was enough. A nice little shot from Chronic, though, ends Redex's life yet again. As now we near the final few moments as PDK charges to help the rest of the team, but it is just shooting fish in a barrel at this point for Chronic, as Nightmare end up taking the map and find themselves in match point.
Well, it's not fair if the barrel is a Graviton Surge, but still, I guess the same principle applies. You're so right. This is just like Nightmare all day, both of these maps so far, and I feel like we're just on the cusp of getting a 3-0 here from this team. But it's been great watching the performance from DhillDucks regardless. More Reinhardt right at the gates, please. More Reinhardt now. Make everybody
Well, I go to a rush map. I mean, we could go to like a New Junk City. You could play Rhine there. Suravasa, a little worse for the Rhine. We'll see if
just
PDK
play the
sticks
Rhine
with the tank. Yeah, it's going to be a tough series. They knew it coming into this, so I'm glad they're having a little bit of fun. Oh, we didn't even see that one. That was a sick shot from Chronic there on the Widow.
Oh, Chronic had some great shots all map, though. I mean, even just jokes aside with the Graviton Surge, I felt like Chronic, you could actually see the type of impact that Chronic was having because, you know, Victory swapped off, didn't want to play the Widow Mirror. We also just saw how many times Chronic was able to lock down a lot of these angles. So it forced DhillDucks to have to only go one specific way rather than trying to actually go commit to an off angle to get back into the match. So I think this was a really great showing. Freya banned or not, Chronic showing up, especially coming in cold off the bench.
Down a bloodbath, 51 deaths. Were they taking that many fights? It was only 2 rounds.
Yeah.
I guess they were. I mean,
But we
look,
saw a
I
full
think
map
Chronic,
completion.
I think Chronic was killing most of them, it felt like. The Widowmaker just popping heads left, right, and center. Yeah, it does feel like you said, a cusp of a 3-0 here for Nightmare, and that would put them at a 6-0 coming into next week. So you're feeling pretty confident, Phil Nightmare, that you're going to get first or second seed, considering Geek is going to be next opponent. But for DhillDucks, unfortunately, yeah, the road is shortening. They're eventually going to get to the end where potentially they don't even get a single series, but there's still chance for them in the promotion relegation again, Rose. I think this team, they're going to have the same level of success, I'd imagine, but the level of competition in North America and EMEA, to be fair, at the top level, has only gotten better over the course of the last couple of years. So making it to OWCS as like a promotion team is still a big achievement, like you mentioned before.
I agree, and I do agree with you on the DhillDucks point of making it through promo relegation again, because I do think that this squad has a lot to offer, and it's really unfortunate that I think there's just such a mismatch in between these two teams right now. Nightmare, of course, being at the top of the standings really should speak volumes to how this match was going to be difficult for DhillDucks just even heading into it. So we'll see what this third map decides to bring, where we're going, and whether or not we see any subs, any subbers.
There's just no way we have Rhino back on DPS. I mean, maybe PDK swaps back to Deep.
Cassidy.
That would make sense.
Cassidy was pretty good.
Cassidy's okay, but you probably want Chronic in, especially after that performance. Very warmed up on the Widowmaker. But I would imagine we go to a Flashpoint. It's been one of the more popular modes.
You're right.
I did see a comment the other day about Flashpoint being one of the more fun modes to kind of spectate and watch. Same with Push. I think it leads to a lot of like clutch hype moments, especially Push and Flashpoint. If it goes all 5 little rounds or points, it can be pretty damn hype, especially in a grand finals, like semi-finals kind of situation. Sure. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see where we go though, because it's New Junk City or Suravasa at the moment. So.
But I love your point about that, because I think even just like playing, sometimes it's hard to really be able to see outside the lens of your own POV of what it means to like play a game mode like that. But think about that last match that we just had, 108-meter differential, and then we still see the comeback from the opposite team that was already down so far. And same thing with Flashpoint. Sometimes it goes to all 5 Flashpoints. So I think this feels like a very good way to close out our series, hopeful potentially with Suravasa as our next map.
Yeah, more rush. It's got to be. I don't think Painkiller is going to be stepping away here. I think potentially we see more Ryan or Zarya. Zarya's been, again, kind of on the fringes of being an extremely like perma-meta hero. There's been a lot of like trades through the tanks, a lot of hazard play as well. And there's just different identities. I want to see more Zarya out of PDK though. Maybe a little less Ryan. I don't know about the Ryan, but it is rather fun. Let's have a look what they ban though. Juno for DhillDucks. So they want to take away some of that rush potential, and Cassidy ban for Nightmare.
Okay, so you could still play Lucio. You could play Lucio Moira if you're DhillDucks.
Yeah, I mean,
which I would love to see on this particular map. I think this is where we've really seen the Moira actually be super potent.
I think that's what. I don't think they're going to run Lucio Moira, but they definitely run the Moira. Definitely running Moira here. You got. I mean, look, Red X. You had it banned away from you on circuit. Now you just got to bring it out. Surely, we'll see if DhillDucks are going to do that. Maybe Kiriko here. You could play pretty much anything as long as you have some sort of sustainability on your own, because you're not getting healed by the Moira. That is for sure. There's just no shot. Oh, small change as well. I want to just mention no substitutions for Nightmare, so same 5, but Razor back to tank and PDK to DPS. So they are swapping again. Okay. So PDK back into preferred role.
All right, so then I kind of expect that we won't see any more of the Zarya or the Reinhardt, sadly. But I do think we could go back to very similar compositions to what we ended up seeing on Busan to kick off our series. Maybe it'll be a little bit of Diva, maybe a little bit more Harissa. Oh my god, I kind of forgot. A lot more pigeons. I forgot like how close up you can actually get to some of these birds. Did you know I picked up a pigeon keychain because I saw it and I thought of you. Got my backpack now.
Okay. I guess I'll be seeing that at a LAN at some point in Stockholm or something, Rose. I'm not sure.
See you in Stockholm.
I can't wait. All right, Razor, what you got for us on the ball?
Ooh,
and PDK on the soldier. All right, okay. I don't mind it. little soldier action to round out the series.
Huh. I'm actually maybe a little bit curious as to why we're not seeing something like the Sojourn. I feel like the Sojourn with Power Slide just gets you so many nice angles on a map like this. But maybe the Soldier is going to give you a similar type of effect, just using just raw movement ability to raw legs.
Using legs. Your comp is very mobile, to be fair. You're playing Tracer, Soldier, Moira, Kiri, Ball.
I love it.
Every single one has a movement ability. And Frothy Philly is dead. Rest in peace. Redix gets hacked. Oh, Mr. Virus though. That's not good. A Mega Health Pack is looking rather juicy right now if you're Redix, but quickly finished off by Chronic and Lucamino. It's going to be a little scrappy fight though. A victory forced to recall, has to get out, and PDK dies to the Spike Guard.
Oh, this Sombra is so smart. I love that Chronic was able to play the Widowmaker just to help with a lot of these big duels on circuit, but now decides to go over to the Sombra because think about the targets that Chronic is trying to get in the back. The Kiriko, the Moira, both of which have a mobility skill that once it's offline, it is offline for a pretty significant amount of time. And that's enough for this Sombra to really just kind of out DPS you while you're just simply trying to run away. So this is a great pick. Chronic is already going to be super close to getting an EMP online as well. So I think this might just be her splash point to Nightmare.
Red X down, Carry dead. DhillDucks lose their Moira. Yeah, Razor trying to get something pop in here, but unlikely to do anything now since DhillDucks don't have any more support. Not even a healing station from PDK as he just runs away.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Nightmare don't even need to use an ultimate here to actually secure this flashpoint. There is still a fight DhillDucks will put up with Victory coming in to touch and trigger the overtime, but now that Razor is dead, this fight is truly over. So first flashpoint goes over to Nightmare, no ultimates having to be invested into that flashpoint. So they get to go into the second one with all 5 ready to go. That's EMP. You can also hold that if you want to. Honestly, Jack, they could probably use all 5 right now and they would still get another slate and for the next flashpoint. Why not? Just everybody hit Q.
Oh, Frothy Philly's dead again. No, it's a painkiller of all people too. It's been a thorn in the side for the rest of the team. There's the downpour, connects to PDK, hides behind his own wall as the EMP connects. Okay, point unlocks in about 5 seconds or so, and Rocket is still giving chase to Victory.
Only downpour and only EMP though, and so they will still have double support ultimates. Frothy Philly and Redix, they're just like completely being outpaced here. And that is simply because Chronic is making their lives just so miserable. Razor 2, oh, can't even get the mines out! Jack, like what do we call that? Like mine jacks?
Mine jacks, I guess, yeah.
Oh, that's so painful.
a little tough. Razor just switched to the Orisa now. As a Nightmare. They're holding on to their ults. I mean, PDK's got Visor. They're not a good ult, sadly. But we'll see.
At least it was a quick reset. You know, Razor does dive pretty quickly there and comes back out onto the Orisa as an instant swap.
Red X is in your back line with the Coalescence, and everybody has disappeared. Here comes the sound barrier though. That Coalescence looking rather meek in the face that Lucio beats. Yeah, just running over them. It's really like watching a Roman legionary just pace through a Gaelic forest and the Germanic tribes just pouncing on them, just not knowing where they came from. Tough stuff. 2-0 for Nightmare.
Holy
we see the DhillDucks. They're swapping again. Razor back on a different tank now, going to the Diva as PDK on Freya.
Now we're gonna skip over the number of countries that you just roiled into.
It wasn't Gaelic. I did say Gaelic. I meant Germanic, but it's the same effect. Same effect. You get what I mean. They don't see where they're coming from, and they're killing them.
Yep, it's as simple as that. Another flashpoint capture for Nightmare. The swaps are not working here as they're going to take first control of this potentially third and final flashpoint. Another EMP, a downpour to boot. There's nobody there. You're seeing phantoms.
He's trying to catch Victory, who hit recall, but Victory just blinked where he was before.
Oh, yeah. The fact that they're using that, though, because they know that they can just solo ult somebody, and even if they don't actually get the solo ult, they still have things in the bank. Okay, well, that was a pretty good start, you know?
Yeah, PDK? No, PDK doesn't get out alive.
Never mind.
MP hits 3, and they get 2 of them. He's the only one left there in the front line. It looks like Victory is going to join him. Bit tough.
This is not looking great. I mean, Frothy Philly now switches over to the Ana. If there's going to be any sort of heroicism, it's going to have to come now. A big anti-nade. Maybe it opens things up here.
This is the Moira's fault. But it's not, because it's fun, but also Renex is not healing fit for Frothy Philly as well.
Razor H with full spam!
They get the kill onto Painkiller as well. Lukamina has got the rush. We'll see if they actually invest. Doesn't look like it, actually. 80% on board for Nightmare. Painkiller going to Winston now. Okay. If Frothy Philly gets one healing orb, we win the game.
Oh, well, okay, come on, let's find out. Kitsune Rush, everyone's in a bubble.
Yeah, no orb available now as the backline just gets turned into mincemeats. Self-destruct, though, is going to at least help Razor survive here. Nice! In on frames there by Chronic. Hits the little TP. And that'll be Nightmare finishing the map 3-0. And they're also 3-0 the series. Nightmare with a clean sweep. Now 6-0 in the regular season here in North America. Taking that #1 seed away from Geeke. But Geeke's match is up next. We'll see if they can kind of repeat what Nightmare just did. But no real shocks, sadly, here for the DhillDucks. Although, again, they continue to be a team that is rather fun to watch.
Oh, they're super fun to watch. I mean, every time they come out with the Moira, I'm like, Zoe, teach me something new. Teach me where I need to now look in my ranked games to see if there's a flanking Moira from the other team. Show me the Coalescence 5K. I want it in my veins.
It's not happening. It's not happening. Moira's not good.
I'm not with you on that one because I don't want them to inspire people to pick those Moiras. I don't want anyone in my ranked games to be like, have you seen DhillDucks recently? They ran this Moira comp. No, please do not.
The Moira hits Fade once, and then she instantly dies because she can't get away.
Okay. So in their defense, which team was it? Because there was a team. Was it Peps? Was it Zerion that ran Moira? They actually won.
Yes, I think you're right.
It was, right?
It was like a Moira Lucio backline from Peps because you had FD got there with the Moira, and it did work. They actually won maps with that backline comp.
So maybe there's something to it. I don't know. It did not work here, so the point is a null. Either way, we did get to see a Reinhardt as well. So, DhillDucks deliver on the vibes. They deliver on the aura. And that's all we can ask for of the DhillDucks. Nightmare made it a clean 3-0, which is good considering their map differential. So that's exactly what they wanted to do here, and that's what we got. And I believe we do have an interview question mark. Yes, exclamation point. Why is it a point and a mark? We have Rhino joining us.
Hello.
Huzzah. Rhino, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for taking the time. Clean 3-0 victory. Obviously, the DhillDucks tried to throw some surprises your way. How do you generally feel about, I don't know, Reinhardt, Moiras? We're trying to discourage people from playing that since it's clearly not working for most of the teams. Give us your professional take.
No, it's good. I like that they like to have fun,
don't.
You know, there's a bunch of cool guys there. And Moira's like actually broken. No, Moira's insane. I'm not even lying. So, yeah.
Okay, we continue the narrative. Appreciate that, Rhino.
I like that. So I want to speak about your casty a little bit on Mechaface rolling into the front line over and over again. It was entertaining to say the least. How much prep have you had on Cassidy over the coming week or so?
I mean, I booted up some Stadium today, and then we played one warm-up map. And no, but Luke was just trolling me. Luke was just late lamping me off cooldown. That's on him. Not even baiting.
I like that. Playing the sports.
Well, Rhino, it's good to see you. I feel like the last time we saw you, or at least the last time, I'm really remembering you putting so much time into Overwatch was when you were still in Contenders playing on Odyssey. And now it's awesome to see you in Collegiate. You're back here. And so, I don't know, what's it been like to come back and be back in the professional Overwatch scene?
It's been really fun, honestly. You know, I've honestly been playing the game consistently still pretty much since Odyssey, but I've just gotten busy with school. You know, I'm trying to study, get a good degree, so been a little busy with that, but I'm really glad, you know, Nightmare was a team that finally took a chance on me, and I feel like it's paying off, and I really enjoy my team and the direction we're heading, so that's good.
Love to
It's
hear
fantastic to see you in action. Also, great PSA, kids stay in school. Education is very important, even though if you're extremely cracked in Overwatch, education is still important. Rhino, we're gonna let you go and celebrate, and also, of course, get ready for your next match. We can't wait to see you back in action. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, cool. Thank you.